Hello, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments, Lord willing, every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time on Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr., or you can go to Ministry Moments Podcast, wherever you get your podcast from, or you can go to solvechurchproblems.com and subscribe there. I suggest the latter because there's a lot of tools in that toolbox. But every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time, this is not a sermon. It's very brief and to the point, and just some practical things. 50 years in the ministry, certainly I should have learned something by now, and maybe I can pass something along that'll be a blessing to you. It's not just for preachers and not just for staff and so on, but as Christians, we ought to be consumed with the cause of Christ, getting people saved. And Matthew 6:33 says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. It does not say seek ye first God. So the kingdom work is very important. The local church you're a member of, the work that you do, the soul winning, the tithes, the offerings, everything that you do, teaching Sunday school, run a bus route is so vital, it's crucial. 90+% of our churches in America are not in metropolitan areas. They're in rural areas. And so the work you're doing, composite, all put together with all the other churches in America trying to reach the lost, the unsaved, get them saved. Very important work. Now, today, I want to talk to you because we're heading into December, and but there's some thoughts here I want to share with you about handling holidays. Holidays are coming. Now, the thing I've never understood is why every church that I'm acquainted with is down in attendance on holiday weekends. And yet everybody that's members say, yeah, I went to church. Well, where are you going? It shouldn't be that way. And so I want to help you, give you some ideas about handling holidays. Can I do that? All right, we'll do it anyway. All right, number one, note your low days. Take a look at your church. I did a church calendar at the end of each year for the coming year. And I then evaluated at a big giant clipboard. I had every Sunday school lesson, every Sunday morning message, Sunday night, Wednesday night. I had the offerings on there, the bus attendance, the Wednesday night attendance. I had everything in that big old clipboard, 52 lines like that to cover the entire year. And I would go and look over what I had done in the past to make sure I could have missed some vital part of a spiritual diet that needed to be. How many times did I teach on prayer? What about soul winning? What about stewardship? What about Sunday school? What holiness, separation, godliness, the power of God? I wanted to make sure. And so I would total up those and take a look and see where I maybe had kind of let go a little bit and shouldn't have. Well, I want to make sure the next year that I made sure that if I was lacking on teaching on prayer, preaching on prayer, that I made it up for it for the next year. A balanced diet is what I wanted. Now, one of the things I noted, look at that clipboard, is that there were low days last year. So I want to attack those low days. So I make a mental note, take a look at that clipboard, and you can create your own clipboard. It was a giant clipboard. I'll tell you, it was a deacon at First Baptist Church of Hammond that gave it to me and gave me the list of topics that his pastor, Brother Hiles, preached on. Brother Hiles would never give it to me, but this guy gave it to me. But I took that big clipboard and came up with this sheet, and you can create your own, but just cover everything, one entire week, even the weather. I had a section for deacons meetings. I had a week on church boats and whatever. It might be the campaign, spring campaign, fall campaign, big days, and all of that was on that clipboard. I could take one look at that clipboard and just have a synopsis of what, boy, that was a big word, of what went on the year before. So number one, the first thing you want to do is note your low days. Number two, strengthen the low days. So if Thanksgiving is low, if Christmas is low, New Year's Day is low, Memorial Day, July 4th, Super Bowl Sunday. If you know that there's going to be some time, so you note those low days, well, attack them. Don't just let it happen and say, whoa, woe is me. And by the way, if you're going to be a leader for me, you're going to be here. You take your days off some of the time, but you're not missing Christmas Sunday because I'm attacking those low days. You're not going to miss Thanksgiving Sunday. We're attack those low days. We're a team. We're leaders. If not, just join the average little old Baptist church out there not doing a thing. But in case you just want to do something great for God, we're going to have to attack these low days. Number one, I said, note your low days. Know what happened the year before. Number two, strengthen the low days, attack those low days. Number three, brainstorm with the staff, get them together and come up with ideas on how to attack Christmas Day, how to attack New Year's Day and Super Bowl Day. Of course, in Texas, we don't have to worry about it much because the Cowboys may be playing. But if they were, we're having church. I went to walk the platform one time the Cowboys were playing the Super Bowl, and somebody taking a black and white TV and put it in the lower part of that pulpit when I walked out there, and they were laughing at me. I would tape ball games. I don't want to see them live. It's a waste of time, but I'd tape them. And I'd go to church at night, Sunday night. I said, don't anybody tell me the score. Don't you tell me the score. I could watch a 4-hour ball game, 45 minutes. And so note your low days. Note your low days. Number two, strengthen those low days. Attack them. Attack them. Come up with a plan. Number three, brainstorm with the staff about how to attack it. Get ideas from them. Number four, come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. I remember one year, July 4th, the year before was disastrous. And oh man, it killed me. It killed me. Well, I made up my mind what was going to happen the next July 4th rolled around. And that was kind of a specimen day for me, learning how to attack days. And boy, we had a great weekend. We had over 100 baptisms that weekend, but our people worked hard July 4th. So we took that low day, made it a little higher. Now, it won't be your big day, and it won't be the big numbers or so on, but make it a little higher than the low that you had. All right. We're talking about handling holidays now. Number one, note your low days. Know what happened in the past. Know history. My wife would say, if you don't know history, you can't make history. And I wished I'd have thought of that first. Number two, strengthen the low days. Point them out. There's Thanksgiving was it low. Christmas was New Year's. Was the Memorial Day weekend down? Was the July 4th weekend down? The Super Bowl weekend, is your football church, is it down? And by the way, maybe even deer hunting, first opening of deer season. If that's a down, you better work on attacking it. So number one, note your low days, know history, what you did the year before. Have a chart, come up with something, 52 weeks, and look at everything on 1 week, that entire week. All right. Then strengthen the low days, brainstorm with the staff a little bit, come up with a plan. Number five, promote and decorate. Promote and decorate. Decorate that auditorium, decorate, put banners up, decorate, make a big deal out. Let people know it's big with you. And it's big. This is big. We're not going to let these low days kill us. People still die and go to hell. Buses have got to run. Sunday school classes have got to be taught. We've got to do it. So then we promote and decorate. My wife would laugh. They walk in, sit down next to somebody. There's a banner up there. She would say to them, look out, he's after our money. But anyway, so I'm talking about handling holidays. Number one, note your low days. Know what you're dealing with. Number two, target those low days and strengthen those low days. Number three, brainstorm with the staff. Come up with four, come up with a plan. Number five, promote and decorate. Let people know when they walk in. Thanksgiving weekend is a big weekend. We used to give a turkey away to every adult visitor that came to Sunday school. They get a ticket, had to come to Sunday school now. And we give them a ticket. Man, we'd have a lineup. I remember we gave 186 tickets away and 186 turkeys away on one Sunday morning. I loved it. I loved it. But so come up with next. Push for a big Sunday. So if Thanksgiving's on the Thursday, then push for the following Sunday. Big day, big turkey day, big day. Don't let it just die on you. Now, by the way, as I said a while ago, if you work for me, and you're part of the leadership team, you ain't going nowhere. If you can go, but if you're going to work for me, you've got to be there. As the leaders, we've got to strengthen it by our presence and be there. All right. Number seven, last point. Aren't you proud of me? This is the last point. Number seven, pastor and staff must be in town at their post. Let me say it again. Pastor and staff and leadership must be in town at their post. I would say bus drivers, you've got to be here. Bus captains, you've got to be here. Staff, you've got to be here. Choir, you've got to be here. We can't let this thing die. We can't do it. We work too hard to get to where we're at now to let it die and let up a little bit. And I'm not leaving town. I'll be here. Russell Anderson gave us $1 million. And for one reason, he told me, he said, I gave it to you because you were in town. He said, most pastors are gone 10, 11 Sundays a year. But he said, with big days and so on, you were always in town, back in town for Soul Winning on Thursday night. You led that church. He said, that's why I gave you $1 million. Russell, I love you. We could use another million. All right. We're talking about handling holidays. I hope this helped you. Note your low days. Get to know the history of what happened the year before. Number 2, strengthen the low days. Pick them out, target them, strengthen them. Number 3, brainstorm with your staff about how to do it. Number 4, come up with a plan from that meeting. Next, promote and decorate. Promote and decorate. Number 6, push for a big Sunday following that. Big Sunday, big Sunday, big Sunday. Number 7, pastor and staff and leadership must be in town at their post. People still die and go to hell at Christmas time, just like the other time. And so New Year's Day, whatever it might be that it hurts you. You just the thought of it. You got acid reflux right now just thinking about it. Well, do something about it. Don't just sit there and let it happen. Do something about it. Well, God bless you. I hope this helped. Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr. Subscribe. That way you can look at it at your own leisure. But we'll come live every Friday, 3 o'clock Central Time. Ministry Moments YouTube, Bob Gray Sr. Ministry Moments Podcast, or solvechurchproblems.com. A lot of places, but subscribe. That way you'll get it, and then you can look at it at your leisure. You're busy. I'm busy. And so do that, and it'll be a blessing. God bless you. I'll see you next week. Now, soul winning tomorrow. You got to win souls, line people up, get them here on Sunday morning, and work hard at it and do it. God bless you. We'll see you next week, 3 o'clock Central Time, every Friday.